Okay, hello you guys, how are you? Wow, what a week this has been. Thank you for coming this evening. I'm sorry for the delay. This app updated again and then they changed the home screen again. So I'm just a little rattled by that. But anyway, so it's been quite a week. And holy cow, welcome new subscribers to Quiet Like the Forest, formerly Queen's Tarot. I restarted this channel in November after taking about a year off. And the reason why I picked the name is because knowing who was coming into office, that you could have a touchstone that when you're overwhelmed and we have weeks like this, we can go immediately to our quiet space, our co-creative space, and where you can just kind of step back a little bit, ground into the earth and feel your oneness with everything. So that's kind of what is behind the name. Also, it's part of a quote for Sun Tzu, The Art of War, because I knew Donholio's war was coming at us and wanted us to be feeling a little bit more offensive and defensive to protect ourselves. And usually I put a quote down here from Sun Tzu, but I was like, no, let's just see what George has to say. And this is the first one that popped up. So it says, be Americans, let there be no sectionalism, no north, west, south, or east. You are all dependent on one another and should be one in union. In one word, be a nation, be Americans, and be true to yourselves. George Washington. Really powerful stuff, right? Okay, so I want to say hello to you guys, and you guys tell me, what do you think about all these mini videos that I've been putting out? It's been effortlessly just coming out. I've really enjoyed doing them, but let me say hello. Antoinette's granddaughter, hugs to all, Marie, Robin, blessed, prayers for the safety of all that attend the process Saturday, absolutely. Just Joy, Julia. Wait, what? I think this could be the name of a band, Regina and the Rangers. Random, where did that come from, Julia? Charlie, Sage, Fire, Cynthia. Hello, Forest Dwellers. Emmy. Okay, somebody tell me what the oh my god in 2 weeks hype is. I think that might be when Uranus goes into Gemini. I mean, it's like the world is getting flipped over this year. Hi, Mary. Louisa. Hi, Apple. Julia, I'm going to answer that question. Is Iran being attacked? I already looked at that. Okay, who else can I read? Antoinette's granddaughter. The eclipse isn't until September. However, we are bookended, and it will be exact on the 14th. No, maybe a day before. But we're at the exact 90-degree square to the past eclipse and the eclipse coming up. That's why this full moon is really charged. You can feel the pull of this full moon, but it's also riding on so many other synods and transits. And the journey that we've been through since 2019, I'm going to catch you guys up on that, okay? Renee. Hello, Renee. Melinda. Kath. Electra. Katie Moon's child. Here we go. Hi, Sherry. Okay, yeah. Antoinette's granddaughter probably won't sleep well tonight, never do on full moons. Yeah, this one really is like keeping us up, okay? Okay, anyway. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this full moon, I'm sure that yesterday, you guys, you think about yesterday, the energy has shifted overnight, but you could feel the pull of the full moon especially with the news coverage, what continues to go on in LA and all the protests, and our military coming in. It felt really huge and big yesterday, and does it feel like something kind of popped? Like we peaked at the crescendo? Well, that was the full moon that happened in the middle of the night tonight. It is an interesting chart. This full moon has so much fire into it. That's why people are just so fired up. You've got the moon in Sagittarius, you've got Mars in Leo, and then Chiron, the wound, which is also conjunct something else, is also in Aries. So this energy gets fueled fast. Then we have the sun in Gemini, which is an air sign. Air feeds fire. And we've got that Pluto in Aquarius, also an air sign. So things can whip up really quickly. Things are moving very quickly because also Mercury is no longer retrograde, and that I think it retrogrades in July. Okay? So we have that. And the pull of this right now in this space and time, it doesn't just feel totally different from the winter and January. It's like I can't even remember a lot of that. But it's a completely different world, and it's because we've had so many planets change positions. We've had some eclipses, but we are truly in new territory. The entire globe is in new territory. Melinda, I'm loving your short vid. Thank you so much. And so, let's see. This full moon also triggered our need for freedom, and the visionaries. It's the archer, the one who sets their goal high, and anything is possible with that optimism, but it cannot be contained from this Sagittarius moon. It and Mars and Gemini, they are all touching Pluto and Aquarius. So we've got all this air and fire going on, and we're able to deal with Pluto and Aquarius right now opposite the Leo Mars because we have these other air and fire signs that kind of modulate the relationship, and they're in harmonious angles right now. But be careful with all this air and fire, okay? Because it's very easy to get dehydrated. It's very easy to be low on your minerals. It's like you're not going to really be able to handle the heat like you used to. It's going to have like a different twist for you. So if you just please do me that favor, stay hydrated. Okay, I got to move this. I'm so far away. Sorry, you guys. Okay. The other thing that made this really, really active. Oh my gosh. I think two planets moved since we last met. We had Jupiter go into Cancer last week. And just before that, we had Saturn go into Aries. But I don't know if you guys can feel the sense of home, the sense of how we're going to nurture one another and have each other's back. It also felt like a big relief, like you finally kicked something off, got something off your back that was just kind of pounding at you, and it just like wouldn't relent. Jupiter switched signs. It has been more kind to our emotions and our sensitivities with one another. It is in square to this Saturn and Neptune in Aries. Now, I talked earlier this year about how Saturn going into Aries and Neptune going into Aries, it would burn off the haze and confusion from all of their gaslighting. It's like everybody can see right through him, through everything. And it's almost like the media can narrate, oh, well, he did this, so he's going to do this, and blah, blah, blah. Everybody knows what to expect. And Donald just doesn't have that leverage that he once did. He thinks he does. And we're going to wait a little bit, but everything with this full moon, these aspects can create a sense of like false understanding. It can, it's really easy to get messages confused and how you're initiating things. There's structure, but there isn't structure. But it really is going to burn off a lot of the ego. But Donholio and them, they can't use this like they used to. And also, Saturn and Neptune, they're right at the bottom of the USA chart right now. They had both had been floating like at the very last degrees in the third house here when they went in to Aries. But the USA chart is, the bottom is 1 Aries. I think it's 05. And the top of our chart is 1 Libra. So I checked, I think Saturn is like 1 Aries, like 8 degrees. And Neptune, I think, is 2 to 3 degrees. So what happened is this came into the 4th house, which is home. It has to do with your roots. Saturn brings stability. So it's, even though it's kind of chaotic right now, it is going to lend stability as we are redefining us as a nation, because this full moon triggered all the stuff from 2020, 2022, I think, and 2024. I mean, there are so many things packed in this. It's like things, and because we're in between eclipses, it's like things get triggered and set off here and there and here and there. There are so many things that will be so unexpected that are just going to reshape the narrative. It's going to reshape how we're going to do something. Yes, the Saturn in Aries does lend support for Donholio being a strong leader, but the Neptune there is a thing that dissolves the ego. It's giving him a false sense of being able to restructure and rebuild our nation. He thinks it is absolutely perfect timing, and you can just tell he is going full steam ahead. But as you'll see here, like, what he does all the time is he overreaches. It's always overkill. Okay? You guys with me there? Marie, the Marines haven't shown up. I think it's going to court by Governor Newsom. Yes, filing to stop it. That's good to hear. And I heard that they're in training. Like, someone keeps saying, oh yeah, they're in training. They don't know how to do this yet. And you know, it's like they could keep them in training indefinitely. Because if you're learning a whole new way of dealing with, you know, your opponent, it's like there's so much reteaching and relearning that goes on there. And I hope that absolutely is the case, that they're withheld because they're still training. Okay. Oh yeah, we need to talk about the parade and the tanks. Robin, I'm feeling defiant and protective. Ooh, I love that. So the Saturn and Aries, not only would it burn off the haze, but it would give you the sense of holding your ground, standing your ground. Aries is the warrior. It's ruled by Mars, the god of war. So it really has a lot of people standing up. They don't care what happens, but being very, very willful, being very, very courageous. And then with Jupiter in Cancer, it's adding to that sense of being protective, nurturing our big family, and seeing us as a bigger whole. It's really interesting how these things are interplaying. And the thing is that this full moon, you know, Gemini is ruled by Mercury, Jupiter. Sag is ruled by Jupiter. Well, both of these right now are disposited by they're both in Cancer, okay? This is USA's sun sign. It's in Cancer. And so oh my gosh. And the other thing, the way these are positioned, we have USA Venus is 3 Cancer and USA Jupiter is 5 Cancer. So there's so much Jupiterian energy, fire energy, home energy. It's like this is a thing where things build up quick and they expand, and where things can like get out of hand. But you have the Mercury there with like the people who are feeling brave, who are feeling protected. And these guys cannot disguise all the things that they're doing. Everyone is seeing what they're doing. They're getting them on film. How much do you love the ice holios getting pushed back? It's really, really remarkable. Electra, I am praying for a torrential rain and thunder and lightning. You know what? When I first looked at the chart, I think we talked about this like maybe January, February, when we first found out he was going to have that parade. And right then and there, I looked at the chart. I'm like, it's going to be crappy weather. Who even knows if it happens? Because it is not a good setup at all. Okay? Oh, aloha from Hawaii. Forrest Gump rain. Marie, Jupiter is what has always protected Dumpy. How will this go for him? He has this chart that the minute his back is up against the wall, he can weasel out of it, and do something else But he is caught, you guys. Let's talk about all the things that this has triggered. And oh my gosh, I think he's wearing double braces on his legs because of his foot drop. Have you guys seen that? That's really bad. It's a sign of advancing dementia. People wear braces on their heels because what happens is their foot drops. Like when they pick it up, like you can kind of see Donholio, like he swings out his leg or he's having a hard time with balance. It's that foot drop, and people wear those braces to help alleviate that, so they're like not falling over. And he used to have one. He's now got two, it seems, plus a catheter. I don't know if that's a real picture, but holy cow, he's got that going. And then our friend from Canada, Jackie the nurse, said, I see him in a wheelchair in 6 months. I really like her insights because she's worked with folks like this in the past. Hi, Grand Marie. Yeah, he's certainly no king. Todd, his issue is about clocks. I can totally see that. All of these things are just awful setup for him. So let's see. How can I describe? So we had, you know what? I'm not doing that. So we had the sun at 20 Gemini and the moon at 20 Gemini at the full moon overnight. Donald's sun is 22 Gemini. Donald's moon is 21 Gemini, and he was born under an eclipse. So I'm sure this feels very eclipsy to him. He knows what those things are. The thing is, the nodes, we have the north node and the south node. Those are the eclipse points. It's where the sun hits the equator as it goes into the southern hemisphere and the northern hemisphere. So the north node, just think this is where you're going. The south node is the past and what you're releasing. But, it can also be like Donholio's war. He's been working on it, and he's releasing it now, okay? But these are the trends. So there's not going to be, I wouldn't think there would be so much war to keep releasing, because this doesn't have anywhere to go. It's going to the past. We are going this way, okay? Oh, and this is something I wanted to look at. His progressed Uranus, that electric planet, that planet that is responsible for, I say hurricane winds, Einstein level insight, those cold north winds that come down from the north after a storm and it's clearing. It has to do with your circulatory system, your pituitary gland, and it's the thing that when this happens, like you have a sudden something happens. Suddenly something happens out of the blue. Well, Uranus right now, his progressed Uranus is 21 degrees Gemini. And I wanted to see how this was going to affect him. Oh my gosh, I have so much to tell you guys. Don't forget to do that. But so, there's so much with the nodes. So we have the North Node at 22 Pisces and 22 Virgo. So not only these at 22 degrees, I believe these were about 22 degrees at the last eclipse. This 22 degrees Virgo, that's USA's dark moon Lilith. For me, that comes up as white supremacy, the haters. So he's got his war based on hate, and whatever. And so that is triggered in the USA natal chart. And we have had enough of it. And it's like this full moon, it's the collective is saying, we're done with that. There's no more mojo here. And at 22 degrees Pisces, this is USA, this is USA Neptune. Dark moon Lilith is 19 Virgo. But regardless, you have dark moon Lilith and Neptune straddling the nodes. And you know what that shows to me? Because how they are always gaslighting people of color, those who are disadvantaged. Well, it interrupts that pattern. It doesn't let it fuel itself anymore. It's like this is dying. This is a dying narrative. So at USA Pluto return in February 2022, I think it was on the 23rd, it was 2 days before Putz invaded the Russia. And thank God we had our Pluto return before that, because the way it's positioned in the USA chart against us, he would have had a lot of success. This one transit, in my humble opinion, really kneecapped him. He got off to a bad start because he also made the decision during the Olympics and during Mercury retrograde. And I think Venus was retrograde. So that bit him in the butt. But we are still here. So this has implications for so many things. But this especially, Uranus. Oh, I want my astrology cards, but I have them set up. Let's see what I can get here. Remember these cards? They're so used that I can barely squeeze them in and out of the card box. This was from 2019, 2020. Okay, so Donald's natal Uranus. We want Donald's natal Uranus. We want Donald's natal Uranus conjunct his sun and activated hugely with this full moon. Wow. Okay. All these cards want to fall out. I am going to take this one and this one. Interesting. Okay. Oh, maybe I should take that one, you guys. Oh, it's the sun and death. I am told to put that. Okay, and then I'll put that one there. Okay. Show me the behavior of Donald's progressed Uranus. This is the behavior. It is sitting and conjunct his natal sun. What does this full moon activate? And where is it going to the next eclipse? And this is for him personally. This is for him personally. Ooh, the Page of Cups. People. I feel like these are the people he's depending on overall to help him. There's that High Priestess secret. So Uranus for him, the behavior of Uranus for him is the Knight of Wands. It is fiery energy. It's what? I just got FBI. Remember, this is the FBI. Okay. But this Uranus is charged up. It's in motion. There's a lot that it wants to do. So it's going on the... It's like you can't slow this fiery energy down. And like I said before, it will dehydrate people. Okay? It'll dry you up. Todd said about clots. It's hard on the blood, you guys. And Mars represents blood. It is exactly conjunct his natal Mars. That's why he's just so creepily, like, gleeful with what he is doing. Down here's the sun. His sun. No, this is, yeah, his natal sun. We have the Three of Cups. This, what is this for him personally? It's like trying to get his body to go. He relies on a lot of people to put things together for him. He is not functioning. Oh my God, you guys, he's not functioning on his own. He really needs all the help in the background wow. So it's like you have this fiery energy, go. You have him. He like can't function independently to a degree. I just got yes. So the full moon, how is this going to affect that? Okay, so this is my card. I always write on the extra cards in my deck. So this is one entity to another. So it's communication. And usually it's like a higher up to, someone who's in charge of you. Usually he's like taking commands, but I feel like okay, what is this person saying? And what is this person saying? So we've got this energy, go. So this person, the Six of Pentacles, trying to keep things in balance. Oh, that's it. I think this is to keep the bribes coming in. And telling this person, yes, this is my yes card. Yes, there needs to be a contact for what? The White House. What is this? Oh my gosh. To loot everything, to drain. Yes, that's what they're doing. But this is about him keeping balance, his stability, but everything just falling out. And what it's going on as we head to the next eclipse. Oh my gosh, this is him. Seven of Cups, confused. Don't know what's going on. It's not gaslighting, it's not lying. It's how is this affecting him personally, the Seven of Cups? To the next eclipse. Ooh, poor judgment. Is the brain... I don't know how good of decisions he's able to make. He's going to make decisions, but I think he's got really bad... We know he makes bad decisions, but I'm just thinking like, your day-to-day routine... like you're just trying to go through your daily activities and he like can't deal with basic information. I just got yes. The Ace of Pentacles. Withering down. So there's two things here. It's him personally and then how he's managing his office. Bribes, looting all of our money, and then making even worse decisions and finding out how that got started. Remember, we had this over here. We have the three. Oh, pray tell, this is the three branches of government deciding to, talking discreetly amongst themselves about Donholio and how to end this and get away with it. Yeah, I totally think that's what's going on. How are you guys doing? Yeah, his stunt was really disgusting. And that also goes into disgusting judgment. We're going to see more and more of that. Hi, Louise. Thank you. No Magas, welcome here. Yeah, he is having a really hard time with that. Okay, so we talked about that. I mean, this is hitting his health. It's hitting the United States. It is hitting everything. And you know what? I should just go ahead and just briefly sum up all the things that it is triggering. We will start with the USA Pluto return when we were reborn. As I was saying over here, that started here. So it's just so interesting that part of the next chapter, well, the next novel of our history as America is Neptune opposite Neptune. Yes, there's conflict, but it's like it dissolves all that white supremacy gaslighting crap, and it moves more to an understanding, sympathetic, caring type of energy. But you know, there's always the good sides and the bad sides, but I've always seen it as diffusing and diluting that white supremacy junk. So this full moon, it triggered, because of the nodes, USA Pluto return. Started in 2022. It was complete last December. Last time I talked about how this also triggered, I just posted one of those videos about it, that the moon, this full moon, would activate the USA Galactic Center at 23 Sagittarius. And it would also activate the releasing a solar figure in December 2020. Yes. And I know that's personally active because that was conjunct my uncle's sun. It was conjunct my ascendant, and he just passed away. So the USA Galactic Center, that's the home of the sun. If you want to think of a leader, that's where our presidents are getting their mojo. When this stuff happened, this releasing a solar figure kicked him out of office. We had a Pluto return under President Biden. But this USA Galactic Center, every time he bumped up against it, it would shut him down. And because that was in 2020, there was the Saturn-Pluto conjunction, there were 6 eclipses, there was a Jupiter-Pluto thing that takes out the Nazis, and then we had the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction. This is our new dynasty. This takes care of the Nats. And this Saturn-Pluto conjunction in Capricorn. We had, as far as I could go back, we only had these 3 times since the Egyptian dynasty, the 13th dynasty, I think. Because it was in Capricorn, Jupiter was in Capricorn, and Uranus was in Taurus. So this has only happened 3 times. This was the fall of Rome, the fall of Constantinople. It ushered in the era of the Renaissance. So in Capricorn, what this does is it is a change in world power, government structure, and world power. And being in Capricorn, holy cow, that is ruled by Saturn. It's very stern. And Saturn also has to do with traditions and longevity and where you've come from. I always saw this Saturn-Pluto as the far right movement cued that, oh, now is the time we can change the world and do what we want to do. And it's really kind of fallen that way. This was in the 10th house of the USA. The chart, it had this in the 10th house, had this in the 10th house. And so it's like all of these things are happening in the skies above us. We can all see what's going on. And it also, which one was it? This is also the thing, because of where the sun was situated for the Republican Party, that it was the downfall and the demise and the transformation and ending of the Republican Party. And what have we seen since then? It is slowly gone by the wayside. So this full moon, thank God it was not an eclipse, because then we would be really hurting. But all this stuff is getting fluffed up and thrown into the air again. And where are all the balls going to land? Nobody knows. Donald doesn't know. Do not give him credit for what's happening right now, because he has been riding on cosmic energy. He's always very good at that. But so many of the things that he has to deal with are the decline, things being over with, and decay. It's not going anywhere, especially with this Saturn-Jupiter conjunction at 0 degrees Aquarius with a new dynasty. That was the brand new starting point for the globe. And we've had Pluto and Aquarius here empowering and transforming things as such. Aquarius has to do with technology, and boy, are we seeing a lot with far-right techno bros. But even that is going to come to a change, because this full moon had freedom on there. It was written for the individual and what we're going to do and where we're going to be pioneering and what we're going to put up with and what we're not. And it had to do with the collective and the greater good for all. So we are in this process. Nothing is set in stone. As Uranus goes into Gemini, holy crap, I just can't even imagine the lightning speed that will be going on then. But it's Gemini is the magician. It's like whatever he tries to lock into place, he can't. He can try to mold it, but it is such a bad, hard transit for him. And this stuff, these planets are going to go back and forth and straddle to 29 degrees Pisces and come back into Aries into 2026. So really, there is nothing that is totally for certain, going to stay exactly like this. There's not as much permanence as we would like, but there's a lot of flexibility and things to be changed. So if things are so awful right now, and everybody's got to feel how awful it is, that's a lot more power with a lot more people working together to do things like the No Kings March this weekend. I mean, last I heard there were 1,900 marches in the United States. That is amazing. Okay, let me check in with you guys. How are you doing? I know, he's paving over that. He's making a lot of enemies. Yeah, he doesn't care. He really thinks he can go ahead and do what he wants to do. Yes, change is good. Oh, yes, please hit that like button. Okay, so I did tell you, oh my gosh, these teroscopes were singing to me this week. They still are. I have never done so many teroscopes, ever. I think I probably have about 15 pages here with charts and with teroscopes. It is just amazing, the stories that this is telling. And I purposely went, overboard with it, because we were at a crisis first quarter moon that leads to a full moon reveal. So that quarter moon, the crisis, is what's activating all this and coming to light. And so, oh my gosh. So like I said, I looked at a lot of things. I was surprised at how much Biden, Kamala, Waltz, And then oh my gosh, Millie is everywhere, you guys. He is everywhere. And like I was seeing his old cabinet, like Blinken was popping in mind. So was DOD Austin and Yellen and whatever, Gina Romaldo, for whatever reason, she, like all these people were coming to mind. And Pete was too, but he didn't seem, he had a different type of involvement. I don't know if he's planning to run, but he wasn't as intimately like lining up with these guys, okay? But this is the overwhelming sense of calm, because every time I tune into them, I'm like, why are you so calm? I even did teroscopes on why is there no panicking? And it comes down to this. All these, they are really involved in something. And I'm telling you, that General Milley, increasingly this week, especially yesterday and today, he has been like insanely active. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And as soon as I heard, that the National Guard did take an American, I just saw him so angry and like in uniform and just getting ready to line up and go. There's been kind of a lot of chaos, but he is ready. He is so ready, and I can't believe how close it feels. Elon and Felonia having their fallout. Oh, the orange circles, I circled those in advance. Remember, I told you, I think last time, and I said it in the short, since like January, the Sagittarius 9 house cards together is very powerful. But even to get both of them in a teroscope, this was always the thing that pointed to how Donholio is out of office, how his term ends abruptly and doesn't do a full term. So the areas that had both of these, we have Janet Yellen here. We have Pete Buttigieg. We have Washington, D.C. You know what? These chatty GOP, they're getting louder and louder and louder. They're just so sick of him. We have, look, it came up, Donholio removed. And the New York election case, and why Donholio is hands off with Kamala. He will not touch her. He will not be rude to her. And this I thought was very interesting, because, I'm like, wow, how Donald let the U.S. government go back and get Abrego Garcia and then the other Venezuelan, I think, to come back to the United States so that they could come to court and plead their case. I couldn't believe he let them do that. And that also came up. So how he's treating people like that. It came up with, what's this? Why Donholio specifically allowed it to happen, but there's payback for all this. And oh my gosh, all the Rubio Putin stuff going on. We have Rubio regarding putts. We have Rubio regarding putts in the 2024 election. We have the ICC regarding what they thought when Felonia said he wouldn't have won without me. These are all the combinations, that came up with these teroscopes. Who else is circled? Do I have anybody else? I don't think though. I think that was it. Yes. Okay, so then I got into Camp David. And then I'm like, why did I not do a teroscope on China? And I finally did that one, and that was like the aha. I posted those videos this week. What was going on at Camp David. And then there was so much foreign influence going on there. And then I discovered it was that red flag country. Like everything goes back to that country that starts with a C, ends with an A, has a red flag. So that is like, I just kind of stuck a pin in there. And then I got to the parade. Like, what does this parade really mean? What is he planning to do? Is there a dictatorship? Using the guard and the military? Is there an escape plan? Millie came up a lot with how Donald is stopped on Saturday. I wanted to know how the day started, how the day ended. Yeah, how the day ends on Saturday. There. So anyway, that's just a clip of some of the things that I had. Now, getting back to the original question, why is the U.S. pulling out of Iraq? And I was like, is this about Iran? Before I was seeing it, on the socials. And so that's what I did here. And then I'm like, this just doesn't make sense. This just doesn't work. And when I saw, this is the first house of the president, this is your opposition or your partner. When I threw this teroscope, the first one, it came up with the sign of Cancer. That's the United States. And that's when I'm like, holy crap, he's helping someone. And so I threw a teroscope on, is this about a bribe? Is he doing a favor for someone with a bribe? And then the bribe came up exactly like that. So whatever's going on in the Middle East, someone paid for it and he is granting it to them. Oh, okay. Yeah, he tacoed a lot. Okay. Why is JD Vance quiet? He's the one that has coordinated some of the phone calls, but he really is the back channel on the level of kind of Marco. You guys, Marco's doing really, really, really bad things. And JD, because of his position, is the one that's able to facilitate it. But this was the teroscope I wanted to show to you guys, because it just has so much. So I got these out in advance, and I'll tell you about this. This, where does this go? We have, and I would like to grab some tarot. What is this? Ugh. This. Okay. What is this? Okay. So this is the bribe. Let's just see what the story is about the bribe. This is a solar figure. This is what's feeding this chart. Mars, the aggression, the hit, the attack. Okay. It is something that is going to be in headline news. And Taurus I have, that means Donald has the goods. But again, Cancer, the nation, is opposite. This is the bribe. So I want to know who paid the bribe and what were they promised. I need to see who paid the bribe. Show me Donholio and also his gains and what's at the center of the heart of the matter. Because they moved people out of Iraq as well. And you look at that on the map, they're really close there. Iran's just right over. So this is the person that paid Donald. They're covered. This is what they want. And they're not able to do it. So they got a foundation. I will tell you that Putz was coming up in relation to a lot of this stuff, which is just a given. What did you give? The Nine of Swords. Trying to complete something to the 10 Swords. Yes, it's air. I just got like air missiles. I got, there's something that is really bothering this nation. They need to have something taken care of. So we have, oh my gosh, there's the bribe. Two people talking. One nation to another, but I want to see, show me the nation. Nope, that's not it. What is the name? Oh, it does not want to show. Can I please see this nation? The Knight of Wands. They have made a decision, a fiery, icy desert. Perhaps it's the Middle East. There, and so what? That's the nation telling Donholio. The moon. The light and the dark. Working on a plan over time. This has often been for me like the Russia red flag country moderating. I mean, working on something. And so I would guess it's related to those two countries. The challenge of this country is the influence. This is my dream card. The challenge is the influence. The foundation of this, we have the 10 wands, the burdens that they are loaded up with. They need help. They need help to get their footing. They're here, but they need a boost. It's crowning this. Oh, 6 wands mob. Okay, why is this card over here? Is this the heart of the matter? Oh, they have bad fortune. I know that this is what Donald received. So he got, oh, look at talking to another nation. What are you guys talking about? Donald's the emperor. This one is on the, wants to get things going. Is this person is in a hurry. They need this to get done. Like I wanted to say, BB is on the run. Somebody else is on the run. They need help fast. So get it going. Page of Wands, news. I think this is what Donald gets in return. It's continued, election interference, continued secret deals. So he got something out of this. Show me Donald. So Donald, you are bribed. You're bribed for whatever is coming out. You've been bribed. You've been bribed. The government. Are you using government stuff? You've been bribed. The government. No. What is it? No. The Star. So this is wow. This country is not a star. They have like no. Is this Russia? The Hermit, isolated country, and the Knight of Wands. I think this might be the Russia. The Nine of Cups is seeking comfort and is offering assistance. Please help me. Oh my gosh. Yeah, whatever's happening is definitely based on a bribe, and he is using government resources to fulfill that. And I was cued off because this Cancer card, which is the card for the United States, the shared resources, Dark Moon Lilith bringing terror and tyranny, and the 9th house lands far away. Someone's like, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to pay for this because this bribe is increasing, helping Donholio. He's got agreements with multiple nations and help. Look, we have the 9th house and the 7th house. The secret is the partner. The 9th house it's abroad and overseas. That's totally coming out. Mr. Maybelline. I think Pete wants to be governor. I think, yeah, he's doing something. I don't know if he's totally made up his mind, but he definitely feels like he's getting something ready to go. What time is it? 8:30. The felon wanted to take SpaceX run. Cancer for Russia too. Yes, Charlie, that would be the case because they see Donholio as a partner and the one that can do the most damage. I mean, if you want to talk about a proxy war, there you go, Donholio on the U.S. at the behest of Putz. Okay, I can pick these up. Okay, you guys, let's take a 5-minute break. You can't believe it's already been an hour. And then give me your questions if you want to ask me anything. I have a billion directions I can go. But let's take a 5-minute break. 3-minute break. Okay, just a moment. I have to bring up this chart. Oh my gosh, you guys, this chart, I forgot. Holy crap. Okay. Oh my gosh. This is why they're going to have such bad weather. Holy crap. Let's talk about this chart. Because I also want to talk about the weather, because this lunation, we have the moon in Sagittarius. It's getting ready to go into Capricorn. Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter, has to do with high pressures. And it is in watery Cancer with Mercury. So we've got watery, lots of water, and lots of wind. Well, the moon going into Capricorn here soon, it is ruled by the planet Saturn. Saturn has to do with low pressures. So we have an opposition setting up already between the high pressure and the low pressure. And we have now that squaring, adding more fuel to the fire, literally, because Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. We have Saturn in Aries, ruled by Mars. That's bringing in the heat. With Neptune, it's bringing in the water. What do you get with heat and water? You get a lot of air. Oh my gosh, there's just so much weather fuel. That's, especially as we get to the third quarter. Wait, today's Tuesday. We've got 4 days. Holy crap. So to the 14th, the moon's going to be in Aquarius. Oh, lovely. That's hurricane winds. Dang. Okay, what is this? 2648. What did we have on the ascendant here? Oh my gosh. Stubborn Taurus and Scorpio. So this is like the weather that's coming in from the west as it goes east over to DC. It is really, really stormy and intense. And what's the square here? 14. Oh my gosh. So this chart, this is the thing that I was like, ah! So the sun and the moon. So the moon was here. 20 Sag. The sun was over here. It was in the second house. Okay. So this lunation, Jupiter is driving the train. So that's in Cancer. So what's going to happen is the moon's going to go into Capricorn. It's disposited by Saturn. Where was Saturn in this? Saturn was right over here with Neptune. So, oh my gosh, I just can't get over this, you guys. So the moon will be disposited by Saturn. But the thing that has me going, oh my gosh, is that the very top of this chart is conjunct USA Pluto, and that's 27 Capricorn, 33 degrees. So in the skies above Washington, D.C., this brings about the theme of destruction, extreme destruction. And it's like the thing that everybody's going to see. It's transformation, it's destruction. And this is the telltale sign of the weather in the skies over DC. It is a really, really bad setup, because then the moon's going to, because when he's having his little parade, the moon will be in the 10th house. So in Aquarius, we're still going to have more low pressure and more intensity, and we've got the low and the high fighting each other right there. So I'm usually off with location. I'm usually pretty good with timing. So that is that. Oh my God, I'm so... should we find out what does this Pluto mean? Yes. It's Wednesday. It is Wednesday. I know. I cannot keep my days straight to save my life this week. I've got Saturn and Neptune and now Cancer. They're all squaring the top of my chart, which is conjunct Uranus, which is, supposedly Einstein thinking. It's been hard. And I do feel bad for the army. I do too. So, but I've also just felt like this thing doesn't get pulled off. I was shocked to see that, yes, here come all the tanks, but still. Okay. What? What does this Pluto mean? You have the top of the chart. Pluto's influence. USA Pluto. John Roberts, that's his Roberts asteroid is conjunct that Pluto. Talk about destroying things. Pluto in the skies. Oh, Mercury, we've got winds. So this is the midheaven in Washington, D.C. Capricorn I use, the government. He's using the government. Oh, Jesus. And Pluto is represented by Aries. I'm going to go do something. I think that this is why they're pulling. I just got, yes, this is why they're pulling us out of Iraq. Okay. And then I want to ask, how does the day start on June 14th? How does it end? So June 14th, the day starts like this for Donholio. And it ends like this. Look at that Gemini. He is a Gemini. His sun is in Gemini, but he is co-chairing his office with whoever was willing to pay the highest price. So he starts the day like this. Jupiter return, the benefits. He is feeling like he's walking on sunshine. This is just such a great thing that he gets to have this party. He's like, yeah, I'm just, woo. Hangman. He's like, yep, Knight of Cups, look at all this support I'm getting. Look at all the military is supporting me. People just really, really love me, support me. I am the star. I am the star of the day. And the Seven of Swords, I got away with it. What did you get away with your parade? Oh, it's an ulterior motive. Whatever's going on the world stage. Yeah, there are a lot of ulterior motives going on there. This is how his day ends. Okay, so this is the moon. The moon is going to be in the 10th house. Did the moon crash your party? Did something come out of the blue and crash your party? Oh my gosh. What's going on the ground here? America. The Queen of Cups. What's going on above here? Why is this getting thrown off? The Nine of Pentacles. Reversed. Not feeling too wealthy. Not feeling too secure. Why don't you feel secure, Donald? Because he's talked to someone. Because, this thing there, that's Putz, King of Cups. Putz is not feeling secure. He is not feeling secure. He's got an agreement, but he is not feeling very secure about that. That is really very interesting. So I just don't think that this day is going to go the way he expects it. It's just going to make him feel small. And whatever he was expecting to go, woo, because I'm the star on the world stage, I don't think is going to play out so well for him. Too bad, so sad. I mean, aliens don't want him either. Nobody wants him. We're stuck with him. Oh, I gotta tell you this other thing I was seeing. So last night I'm doing the terrascopes because I'm like, what's going on with this parade? What's the ulterior motive? Blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, third eye sees Heggs, keg stand. Heggs gets tackled, like all of a sudden, like he's like, like trying to run, and he's getting tackled like by a bunch of officers, and it's hard. It's like they're like on pavement, and he's just like, what's going on, but he gets taken away. So what's this about? What's this? Show me Heggs stuff. Keg stand. These are the officers. Everyone's like, wow, he gets tackled hard. Why are you getting tackled hard? Why is he getting tackled? Oh. Okay. Whew. Mars force. That is brute force, brute energy coming after him. So keg stand is like, oh boy. Oh, he did something. He did something. This is, okay, the yod, that's the fate, the finger of God. When it's pointing to something with these angles, it's what makes things happen. Like if you're going to, launch a strike on someone, well, it's like, that's a secret. This is who I am, and pew, going to do that. So he has done something in his position against an opponent. And these are the officers. Oh my God, solar eclipse. Okay, solar eclipse, that's a leader. I always associate this with Donholio getting eclipsed. Or he eclipsed someone, a leader. Oh. So, someone's getting eclipsed because that someone, they have the evidence and the goods. Holy crap, you guys. Okay. And I was really surprised that I got that vision. But he's, could be like a fall guy. Wow. How are you guys doing? Design. Perfect time. I'm catching about the oops. Ooh. Oh, I'll just leave it there. We've got some discussions, some secret discussions, some expertise discussions, and now I've got Millie in my brain. I'm telling you, these guys keep popping into my brain the last 2 days. Oh, death. Did he order an ending of something, or ordered to kill something, or someone is like, we're done with this crap? There's an agreement. Wow, that Ace of Wands to hit someone, something hard. So he made an agreement with someone on an opponent. So he's the Seven of Wands, fighting back, having the upper hand, fighting, pounding away with, because he's the leader of our military, the Queen of Wands. It could represent the department, because queens are nations. We have the Ace of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles. My gosh, this Ace of Pentacles keeps showing up. So to me, this is him making a decision, pounding the, he got a bribe too. And it's how he's using the money and the resources but it's to hit someone else. So I'm assuming he was paid off for this. Now these officers, they're like, oh, that's it, the Ten of Wands. That is it. That's the end of the road for you, buddy. We've seen and watched enough of this. We've been waiting a long time. Oh, there's a person with money, a person with goods, a person with things that belong to the U.S. government. Yes. Oh, the Fool. Okay, so my Fool card has always been like indictments or sealed indictments. I think they've got some really strong evidence. This is usually my rusher card over Donholio. So it's related to something like that. Okay, so why with this? Why again is Millie popping up in my, like, he's really energized. Like, he seemed freaked out the other day, but I think it wasn't freaked out he couldn't do it. It was just freaked out like, holy crap, it's a go. We've got so much to do. So this happens with keg stand. And so I was doing that. Tell me why Millie just popped into my brain. Now he's just looking at me like, what do you think? I've never gotten that from him. Okay, where is it? No, it's on top. Oh, there's that Sagittarius card. Remember the Sagittarius 9H card? That's the thing that takes Donholio out. I had to do 2 throws on Millie. And what do you mean by exit? What do you mean takes him out? Like, I was like, takes him out Saturday. We'll see. Why are you coming up with that? The United States of America. The first house body. It's like we got him. We got him, the first house body. They got him on something overseas, you guys. I mean, is this the Twitter thing? No, I was just all of a sudden seeing Millie. He pops up once in a while. Like, I think he pops up with NATO military and U.S. military. Hi, Linda Sandoval. I know, I love General Millie. You guys know he played hockey. He was the captain. He was on defense. He had no points. That means he was hitting a lot of guys and roughing them up. Okay, what else? Dotting your... Did you guys have a... Just Joy, I'm assuming you're asking about Iraq or Iran. So they very suddenly today moved everybody out of the embassies, everything there in Iraq, which like cleared the way to Iran, I think. Okay. Marie Sutton, what are you confused about? Okay, so that was that. Is there anything else I wanted to show you guys? So, you'll see pulling up. This parade, let's talk about that. So this is last night. This is the parade in the black. Donholio's hidden purpose for the parade. He has one. It is Saturn third house part. It is helping him increase his power and his voice and things that he wants done. It's serving a larger purpose for his presidency, which I think, he sees himself as a dictator. Here, because Aquarius, the substance of it is, that was him being a dictator. Aquarius, and going back to these old plans that he had for even more. At the foundation of this, it's the first house. It's me, 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 me. All I want to do is me, 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 me. Or the first house, I can take out whoever I want to. Water, here, his presidency is based on surveillance and just pulling all that information in and consuming it. Here, he's getting a lot of monetary gains, it looks like, through the military. He's getting a lot of gains through there. And he's doing something overseas with that. And the United States, he's using the United States for whatever is going on overseas. And that's the secret. The 12th house secret. Remember that was the RRR, Russia, Rubio, and Riyadh? Oh. When did they go? I wonder if this was the bribe. Crowning him the government. His networks, a little for you, a little for me, give it quid pro quo. And the secret is he's got the goods. Yeah. For his presidency, and the hidden enemy is he can unleash anything on anyone at any time. Okay. Oh, yeah. Maria, yeah, it was a vision that I had while I was doing this last night. It's just like out of the blue, I just saw keg stand Heggs all of a sudden getting tackled by officers. And he has shown again like that today. Like, I even saw a little clip with him. I guess he was testifying in something. And it was like I could just hear and feel the officers like go through my television screen and attack him. I'm like, why are you talking? Boom. I think Anano said, was it the 14th? They were going to release something on the 14th. I think it might be a day or two. No, I don't know. I can't even keep this straight. Okay, what is Anonymous releasing? This is what Anonymous is getting ready to release. Money, women. Comfort, oh, ew, brothels, ew. Okay, that's all. Oh, gosh, Dark Moon Lilith. Yeah, this is going to cut to the core. It is going to be so ugly. And I'm looking at this Dark Moon Lilith and I'm like, that she's not alive. We're talking about death as well. Cover-ups. Ew. Defiant. Okay. I know, Antoinette, I'm waiting for us to be on the other side of this stuff. Yeah, we're going through the Ring of Fire. This summer is going to be pandemonium. We're going to be going back and forth a lot into 2026, but 2025 is kind of up for grabs. Anything can go. But personally, he's, ever since he was elected, I kept like fast forwarding into my brain this year, and I kept seeing myself, like, stressed out, worried. But then like June, July, August, I was like, yay. Why was I so yay this summer? Because a lot of stuff, a lot of things, a lot of good in Cancer, something suddenly strikes. That's Donald's Uranus. We got the message. He's doing something with our military, with his pals, and he's doing a shite ton of it. And it's going to be shocking. But when the decision is made, it's made quickly. Melinda, and I was releasing something at the end of the month. Ugly is exactly what they said. Yeah, I've never felt so creeped out, grossed out by my astrology cards there. I just did not like that. Okay, so you guys got anything else? Because I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Thanks for coming out, you guys. I was glad to finally meet with you. I know, because it's just been so crazy. And I'll still keep putting out those mini videos. I like all of a sudden the push, as soon as like Saturn into Aries and Jupiter into Cancer, it was like push them out. They just kept coming and coming and coming. Thank you, Antoinette. Escape from LA. Will the red state governors and mayors finally fall when his cabinet falls? Oh. Let's see about that. Red state governors. Okay. So this is the glue between the red states and Donholio. They're holding each other up. I take these back out. I just love my astrology cards. Hi, Teresa. This is the glue. This is the downfall of DT. And if there wasn't a downfall, my hands would not grab cards. So whenever my hands grab cards, it's because that's out there and likely a legitimate question. And the red states fall because of this link in between. The 6th house. Here we go again. This is that house of public service. Oh my God, you guys, Mars goes into Virgo soon, and we're going to have a different tone with Mars. See, in Virgo, Mars in Virgo is like the consummate professional. They're energized by being of service. That's why Mars in Virgo bodes so well for the military. That Mars is going into Virgo soon. Oh, that is interesting. It has to do with public servants. I'm getting military, but wait, is there somebody standing up here? I just like saw someone standing up, like someone. Oh gosh, oh that was weird. I just saw this. I've never seen that before. This kind of shifted. Okay, who's standing up here? Someone is like standing up. 3 of Wands. You guys, I think this card, so whoever's standing up, this 3 of Wands, you know how in the other deck, it shows like commerce going back and forth across the ocean. I feel like this is action, standing up, taking action from things abroad, whether it's the ICC, NATO, or even Jack Smith came up a lot too. He is on their tails. And it's not clear right now what's going on, but we've got this Knight of Swords. It's like the Five of Cups. I feel like they're kind of like assessing the territory, and this is sending off like investigators, the Knight of Swords. So anyway, this is the glue that's holding them together. Oh my gosh. What holds them together? These are their crimes. These are their crimes of terror on the United States, whether it's a pew, 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 a mass event, but now it doesn't matter what it is. It's the cruelty and these things to keep control of the people. Oh my gosh. I can't believe that is the last thing that's holding them together. Oh, because it's money. This is where all their criming is, and this is the last thing holding them up together. When Donholio goes down, there's that Jupiter abundance card. There's just so many reasons why he's going to go down. these are the things that he gains in all of his dealings, wheelings and dealings. But it's a shite ton of it. And because of that going down, red states, Mercury retrograde, oh, they're going to get dragged into it. He's not going to go down by himself. He will drag them in. And this card is, this past lunation, this is the red flag country. Because they're dictating everything. There's a plan out there, but they have the final say in work. So they're going to get caught up with it. These governors are going to get caught up in this because what they were doing, it's the partners, the seventh house. What they were doing with other partners. That's what it is. Okay. So that's it. That's it. Thank you so much, you guys. Thanks for coming out. I'm so happy to be here with you guys. Thank you, moderators. Thank you, friends. Take it easy out there. If you get overwhelmed, please just unplug, go outside, do something good for yourself, because we're not going to get wrinkles from this guy, okay? See, keep the video shorts coming. Sure. You're welcome. Thank you, Paisley. Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Charlie. Always great info. So much work. Thank you, Charlie. Blessings to all. Okay. Thanks, Just Joy. Good night.